Hey guys, this is Audie Brooks, and today I'm going to share with you a quick lower body mobility exercise that you can do at home. This exercise is going to be great for improving the flexibility of your hamstrings, your quadriceps, your calf muscles. Often when these muscles get tight and you don't work the mobility of them, you can run into problems like tired sore back, strained muscles due to overexertion. So if you can implement this little stretch regularly into your routine, even daily, it's going to help to improve the function of these lower body muscles. All right, so I'm going to invite Shelly into the frame right now to help me demonstrate this exercise. So I'm going to be taking her through a depth squat stretch. Just a great way to improve the flexibility of the hamstrings, the calves, quads, etc. All right, so to start this off, we're going to get Shelly in a shoulder width stance with her feet and toed out slightly, the same stance you would perform a squat with. And the next thing I'm going to have Shelly do is bend forward at the hips, placing the elbows on the inside of the knees. You're going to use your elbows to start with to help pry the knees open a little bit and get them in line with the toes. Then she'll lower her hips down into a squat position, and she's going to hold it for about 10 seconds. Okay? Shirley's doing a good job of getting all the way through the range of motion in this exercise, but in a moment I'm going to show you a few faults of this exercise. So, Shelly, turn sideways. Often, if you've never done this before, you're going to run into problems with getting down low enough. Now, the correct depth is where, go down into the squat again, Shelly, the crease of the hip is just below the top of the knee. That's optimally where we want this stretch to be done. However, most people are going to find it tough to get down that low. So come up a little bit higher. So maybe you find this the point at where you can't bring yourself down any further. Okay? You simply hold that position for about 10 seconds, perform 3 sets, and try to push the range of motion down a little bit each and every time. We're not going to the point where it's uncomfortable or painful. We just want to feel a stretch in the targeted muscles, hamstrings, calves, etc. All right, another common fault with this exercise is somebody is going to get off balance on their feet. Now we want the balance to be in the mid-foot, not too far forward into the toes, not balancing on the heels, right in the mid-foot. So Shelly, go down and show me what it looks like to balance on the toes. So most people rock forward into their toes, and you want to try to plant yourself down into the feet. Now, a lot of the time, if you're too low and you come up on your toes, you need to raise up a little bit in the hips to get your balance mid-foot. And then from there, you can progress down a little bit deeper, okay? So that will help if you find yourself on your toes or up on your heels too much. Another common fault with this mobility exercise is your posture is going to be off. So there's 2 key points I want you to pay attention. 1, the posture of your low back, and 2, the posture of your knees. Let's take a look at the low back to start with. So Shelly, if you go down to the squat and round out your lower back. So this here, when this is in a rounded position, we're not creating optimal tension within the muscle. So you want to create an arch like Shelly just did there while you're in the bottom. Again, if you can't do that, you might want to rise up a little bit, obtain that arch position and work on your depth. Good. Now turn towards the camera and show knees caved in, okay? So in the bottom of the squat, if the knees are too close, they're not pointing where the toes are pointing. Back up a little bit so the camera can see your feet. Like this. And we want to correct that by using the elbows to push the knees out so that they point where the toes are pointing in the stretch, okay? Excellent. All right, so that is the depth squat stretch. Like I said, you can perform this exercise daily. I would recommend doing 3 or 5 sets of a 10-second hold. And remember, keep your weight mid-foot, maintain the arch of your lower back, and also use your elbows to ensure that your knees are pointing with your toes. If you could perform all 3 functions correctly, the last step to this would be to simply remove the elbows and put your arms forward so that you're performing the stretch completely active and there's no passive component to it whatsoever. All right, hopefully that helps, guys. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.